Do you feel the shift? What is it telling you? I literally woke up with that sort of like realization, and I was like, I could either take this shift and get super laser focused, serious, which is a big part of my Capricorn energy, or I could spin it around and bring joy to it as well as I discover what this energy is unfolding. We got Saturn, who's now retrograding in the sign of Aries. And that is bringing up some stuff for us because, as we know, Big Daddy Saturn, Daddy, that energy is all about what have you done? Show me your work. And if you did good, if you were good, if you did what you said you were going to do, you will get rewarded. If you don't do what you said you were going to do, you ain't getting shit. So, what is it that's coming up? And it's in Aries. Aries is about the self, right? All the signs have a individual kind of thing around the self. Aries energy is really fiery. It's the beginning of the zodiac. It's also the first fire sign, right? It's also that energy of like really knowing of yourself. It's the sign to lean into for really getting self-assertive and making sure that in all that you do, you're self included. Just like little Rocky, he's like, I'm gonna make sure I'm there. And he's really playful this morning. All right, so what I would like us to kind of take in right now, I'm just let's cleanse our energy, right? Let's first start off with clearing ourselves so that we can start asking the deep questions. Right? So that we could get the clarity of what's being asked of us at this season because we are feeling it. And I want to ask you this question. Where are you feeling the shift within you? Right? Like for myself, I could feel it in my body. It's very present in the physical body of me. I feel it in my chest. I feel it in my hips, right? I feel it in my neck. I feel it in my body. Like my whole body is talking to me. Where is it that is speaking to you? Are you getting a lot of thoughts? Are you dreaming? Are you not able to dream? Right? Are you like just not able to sleep well? Are you waking up at night? Are you getting random smells or your sense of taste is getting heightened? Right? Find out what is happening for yourself. And the more we can ask ourselves, where is it that I'm feeling the shift? Where is it being present in my life? And when we ask, then we become aware of it within ourselves, and then it starts to be more clear to us, right? So let's see today, right, this beautiful Monday, what is the energy trying to help us with this week, like the beginning of the week? We have a few cards that flipped over already. King of Cups in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, Seven of Wands in reverse, Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups in reverse. And underneath the beautiful deck, what do we have here? The Page of Cups. Underneath is the thing that is influencing us that we are not really noticing is causing an influence in our decisions, in how we're walking in life, how we're doing things. And that's why I always love to look at the bottom, right? What comes up from whatever flips out is what we're conscious about. It's like, yeah, I know that I'm struggling in relationships. Or yeah, like I know I need to figure out a new job situation because I'm just not happy here, right? Or whatever the case may be. I'm just using those as scenarios because there are ones that presently have come up, with conversations. And I think it's important because we don't go through experiences alone, even though they feel very personal. It's a collect, we all kind of go through it collectively in some way or form. We're not alone. And that's kind of beautiful to remember as we're feeling alone. It's like, I'm not alone. There's someone else who's also going through the same struggle, the same confusion, the same pain, right? It sucks to acknowledge, like, I don't want someone else to also feel this pain that I'm feeling, or this confusion that I'm feeling, or discord that I'm feeling. Yet the knowing that you're not alone is, it gives us a sense of belonging. And belonging is a key need that we all thrive for. And this is one of the reasons why as children we have like these abandonment wounds, because we are always wanting belonging, and we want to belong being our unique self. And if we were raised in an environment where being different was shunned upon somehow, we pick up tendencies like over exerting ourselves. We can be people pleasers, or we could go to the other extreme of being the one who always got in trouble, right? The jokester, the one who would do things just what we would say for attention, right? But actuality, it wasn't just for attention. It was to feel some sort of purpose, some sort of belonging, right? Like if you ever asked a person who was a jokester, right, like growing up and they always had jokes and they snapped on people and things like that, and you get like to know what was happening within them, you get to know the sacred place of their heart. They just wanted to feel like seen and needed and wanted just like anyone else. And we all kind of handle it in a different way, right? And there's no right way of handling anything, because you either the joker, or you're the old, or you're on the other end, where I was kind of more in, which was the overextender, the people pleaser, very empathic, right? Where there was no sense of individuality, there was no sense of self. It was always about the other, and my needs always did not really matter or were put on the table, right? And that was my own doing at some point too, right? And that played into relationships. I'm sharing this because we need to see these patterns. We need to see what area of spectrum was I kind of in, so that I can move through this, because this Saturn retrograde in Aries is about looking at the self in a deep way, that we are truthful with ourselves and being transparent, right? There's a difference between transparency and honesty, right? And so for honesty, you have to ask the right questions for the revealing to be shown, right? But for transparency, it's like I'm showing you exactly, like I'm showing you what it is. I'll give you an example. Let's say you are dating someone and you've never asked them, hey, are you dating other people, right? And one day you do ask, right? Or you find out that, yeah, they're dating someone else. And then you're like, you've been lying to me. And then their response to you is, well, we never talked about that, the exclusivity, right? And because it was never brought up, I never thought that it mattered to bring it up. But transparency is different. Transparency is like, I want to let you know that I'm dating you, but I'm also dating other people. And this is how I navigate life. It's not necessarily lying, unless like the other scenario would be lying if it was that you already discussed exclusivity, and then you find out and then they're like, no, I didn't tell you. That's lying. But people fall into this sticky place. And so I want you to recognize the quality of people. Are they just honest, or are they transparent? I really learned that in a tough way. And then I had to recognize I'm not asking the deeper questions. I'm not getting the clarity. I'm just assuming, right? And like they say, if you assume things, you make an ass out of yourself and an ass out of somebody else, right? So this is about putting that to rest, right? And this Saturn retrograde is telling us to look at the last like 3-4 months, right? I'm not an astrologer, but this is the energy that I also feel with knowing a little bit of what I've heard from other astrologers that I really enjoy. And it's like there's this need to go into the space of looking at the last 3-4 months and what were some of the things you told yourself you wanted to accomplish, and ask yourself, have I been transparent about my effort around it? Not honest, like, yes, you want to be honest, but be, take it to the next level, like take your relationship with yourself to the next level, to transparency. Like, don't keep anything hidden from yourself. I think that's the biggest gift we can do. And don't kind of shy away from your curiosity. Ask the questions. You may have been shunned in the past for asking too many questions. I used to ask a lot of questions, and then because the adults didn't understand or how to knew how to answer me, instead of being like, I don't know the answer, they just be like, you ask too many questions. And so I internalized to mean that it was wrong to ask questions. But I recognize that in the questioning, we allow ourselves to explore certain things and get clarity. And that's what's needed, is for you to ask yourself the deeper questions. And that's what I feel with the Page of Cups under the deck. There's this compassionate way of asking yourself to reveal yourself to yourself. And there's like a little fishy. You see the little fishy in there, in the cup, kind of peeking out. Think about Pisces season. That's like the end of February, beginning of March. So look at what it was that you were kind of planting or going through during that time, right? Like, for myself personally, just to give you a reflection, my car was breaking down, um, and now I have a new vehicle, and I've been like, I need to like make sure I take care of this new vehicle because I need her to last me a long time. You know what I mean? And so there's this need to look at, like, okay, what was I going through, and during that period of time, how did I handle myself? What were the resources around me? Who was the people I could depend on and not depend on, right? And like, what did I learn during that period of time about myself when I was in that like stressful state? What did I learn about how to handle and things like that? There's like this level of transparency, because if you can see that now, moving forward to the end of the month, I mean, to the end of the year, because Saturn's in retrograde until December, I think 10th, which is Sagittarius time. So it's still like, it's this fiery energy because we're doing it in Aries, which is the fire. It's I believe Aries is a cardinal. So the cardinals are the trendsetters of the fire signs. Like, Capricorn is the trendsetter of the earth signs, right? Like, we are the initiator of that sign in a way of like, we think as a person, the more like leader than follow, right? And not saying that everyone who has is a Capricorn is a leader, but it's just like, if you connect with like another earth sign, for instance, like if I connect with the Taurus, we'll bounce off ideas off of each other, but a lot of the times there would be like this initiation from the Capricorn, like, let's get this done now, like, like, okay, we put out the plan, let's go, right? Where the Taurus energy would be more like focusing on the detail, right? And we all have an important role, right? So the Sagittarius is a mutable sign, which means it's more flexible. So that's the thing, is like, as we're moving through this Saturn retrograde into the month, going month by month, we're moving from like this more stricter place to a more like, well, maybe I could try it out this way, or maybe I could try it out that way, but still staying connected to the principle of the idea of what we're trying to work towards, right? Like, give yourself a goal, right? And the goal was birthed back in Pisces time, right? That end of February, March time, there was this energy of a like, I need to do something, like something happened during that time in your life that you were like, I can't continue doing this way, and I'm going to put these things into place. And then maybe you kind of fell off the bandwagon a little bit. We had, Mercury in retrograde. We're just coming out of it. We're in the shadow period. There was a lot of like having to go back. And that's the thing. It's like each of these retrogrades are giving us clues as to missing links around certain things that we are wanting to do and kind of like move through, right? If there's relationship, you know, things happening, we're starting to really comprehend, oh, wait, I didn't see that then, but now I see that behavior and I will no longer tolerate that in relationships, and I won't stay quiet about it, right? Like maybe you'd be like, you kept things to yourself, and then later on you found yourself in like in a painful situation, and then you could have avoided that, or maybe not fully avoided it, but you could have given yourself less stress because you didn't let yourself stay in it too long, right? Because the longevity of things can cause more pain over time. And that's what I see here with these cards. Like in the first roll with the King of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of I keep wanting to say swords, wands, they all came up in reverse, right? I'm showing you in the upright so you could just see them, but they all came up in reverse. And the King of Cups is about like he's the most kindest of the kings, like the most love making kind of king, right? He actually like loves his queen, right? And it's in reverse. So there's like you've been wanting that sort of connection, right? Like wanting to have the masculine side of you feel like you're taking care of the feminine side, but also like the masculine side of your partner, right? Doesn't mean that your partner is masculine. It's the masculine side of the partner to be loving. And it's not something that you have allowed yourself to say out loud in a way of clarity. And that's why this Page of Cups is here, because it's like, it's a new beginning, but it's not a new beginning like right in the beginning of something, right? Like, I've never done this before. You've had relationships before. So there's no way you could never have done this before, right? So you've had relationships, but it's about starting fresh with the new ideas. There's a new beginning and some sort of like connection, right? And the thing is, like with the Knight of Pentacles as well, there's like this money thing. So it's like maybe in the past you were attracting like individuals who needed you to step up financially. And the thing is, like, you're not looking to take care of anyone anymore. You're looking to compartir, which is like to share, like to work together. Whereas like we putting our resources together, and they may not be exactly the same, right? Like I might have a car and you might have a house, right? But now we have it together, we have more of things to work, like to work towards, right? We have more of a standing now. I have a home, and now you have a vehicle to kind of move around, and like it makes our lives a little bit easier, right? It's not about bringing the same thing. It's about how do we bring those things in cohesiveness into sharing, right? And the Seven of Wands, which I keep wanting to say swords, I'm just gonna say, like, because it keeps coming up, the Seven of Swords energy, like swords are about the words, so, and the way we think, and it's in reverse. So there's like, I need to think about this differently. And then also with the wands is about the spirit. So it's like I need to give my spirit some sort of rest, because it's been fighting. It's been like, if you come near me, I'm gonna knock you down with my stick, right? It's like, don't come near me. And the thing is, like, if you're wanting to create things, right, you wanting to build new friendships, you wanting to attract a new career, things like that, you cannot have your defense walls up, because nothing new is going to come in, because whatever new wants to come in, whether it's money, relationships, love, right, career, new opportunities, travel, is not going to be able to stick, because you have a wall that's blocking you and a stick in your hand ready to pounce, right? And this is what this is saying, is like, I need to start with me by relaxing my nervous system, relaxing my body, listening and taking a little bit of a moment, right? Like, instead of, like, for instance, jumping out of bed as soon as your alarm comes off, acknowledge your alarm came on. Thank you, alarm, for waking me up. Take a moment. It doesn't have to be really long. Do a few breaths and just, I'm in my body. I'm in my bed, or I'm in my friend's bed, whatever, right? Wherever you are, sleeping in my car, whatever, I'm camping. Just become present and let your body just kind of recalibrate for a minute, coming back from where the dream world where you were to coming to this space, but bringing relaxation, not picking up where you left off, right? A lot of times we'll go to bed, right? We'll rest, and then we come, and then when we come back into our body, we're picking up right where we left off. And that's not necessarily the message for us. The message is for us to start using our sleep time as a rest, a real rest, and a real integration. And when we wake up, not to go and rush ourselves into it, but to move ourselves in a way that we trust the movement, and to listen to your body, right? Or listen to, like, the beginning of this reading, right? What was the question, right? It was around, what is it that, what are you feeling in this new shift? Where are you feeling it at? Are you feeling it all in your head? Are you feeling it in your body? Are you feeling it in your spirit? Like, you feel the whispers of your spirit calling you to slow down, or calling you to do a specific thing, right? Where is it that is being called? Is your sense of smell and taste getting heightened? These are all intuitive informations that, if we learn how to integrate, learn how they're speaking to us, we can then know what to do next, right? And that's the thing you've been asking. And this card, the Three of Wands, you know that phrase by Abraham Hicks, which is, ask and it is given? Well, the Three of Wands is the given. The Two of Wands is asking, and the Three of Wands is when you're receiving, it's the giving. And so this is in the upright, which I like. So what it's saying is that you're actually receiving insight, but in order for you to do so, you need to, like, kind of slow down, put your defenses down, and stop trying to, like, overcompensate for yourself. And then right after the Three of Wands, which I find super funny, because I have found myself in this so many times. It's like, okay, I asked, it's coming, and I get the insight, and then I'm like, but it's not exactly what I want. It's not coming fast enough. And that's what the Seven of Pentacles is about. It's like, you're not seeing the progression. You're only seeing, like, what's happening. So, like, for instance, I have little Rocky, right? We are now going on like 3 months together, right? And when I first got him, he was very like, they never took him outside. The previous owners that had him never took him outside. And when I started taking him outside, because I'm a person who goes outside a lot and I like hikes and all these things, in the beginning, I would take him outside and he would just, like, freeze. He wouldn't want to move because he was overly stimulated, right? And, like, the sounds and the trucks and the cars and the people and the this and the kids and the right. And so he would just pause, and I'm like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, oh man, right? So I used to have to pick him up and carry him around. Now we go outside and he's pulling, he's going here, he's going over there. Just this week, he started peeing outside, which he hadn't had done yet. And I'm like, wow, I was a little I was frustrated because I'm like, oh my god, like he's pulling and this and that, and then I stopped because I was talking to a friend, and I was like, wait, there is progression. There has been progression. It's just like it's not perfect, right? I would love for us to walk and him not pull my arm off now, right? Like I'm like, come on, let's walk together. You'll get to the tree. Don't worry. I'll take you to the tree. And I'm trying to like talk to him, right? So we went from him not moving at all to him like, right? And if we just let ourselves just be like, oh, it's not in the perfect way I want to see it, we just live in that like non-self, right? Like the non-self, which is for me is frustration, right? And you don't want me frustrated. Like me frustrated, nothing gets done, and you do not want a generator. I'm in my human design, I'm a generator. You do not want a generator who doesn't want to get things done, because that is a part of our MO. We have like this energy drive. We don't need nobody else. We don't need no one else's energy. We just need our own momentum, right? And those who know about human design know that. And if you don't, I would love to like connect with you to find out what yours is, because it's so helpful knowing that now. Because if I don't have momentum on it, I can then start asking myself the real questions. Is it because I don't want that? I don't feel aligned to it? Or is it because I'm not seeing things correctly for myself? I'm not looking at the progression. So there's something about like you've asked for something, right? It's coming, it's here because the Three of Wands is showing up. And then you're like, it's not exactly what I asked for, right? And then you're like kind of frustrated and mad instead of being like, well, I've actually gotten a little bit better. It's gotten a little bit better. Maybe I need to now define it a little bit more. I need to put in some effort in a different way. I need to start, in my case, taking him out and building more trust in our walk so that he knows I'm going to take him to the tree, right? So he knows I'm going to take him to where he wants to go without him pulling my arm off, right? And that takes a while, right? Like, and so I'm just giving you that as an example because it's what I'm going through. And I was not seeing it, and I was like kind of like her, the Seven of Pentacles, like it's not exactly what I see, but look at all of this fruit in the trees, right? Like it has there has been progression, there's forward movement. Then we move into the Nine of Cups in reverse, which I'm not too happy about. I'll tell you the truth about that, because I like this in the upright, because that means like I see, like I've completed something. So the thing is, like, you're not at the end yet. And I guess that's kind of good, right? It's like, well, this isn't the final thing, right? Like for us, we're going to get better, right? Rocky and I, there's going to be a moment in time where we're going to have that level of communication and understanding and rapport with each other where he knows he's going to get to the tree without having to pull my arm, right? And I'll be able to see which direction he also wants to go in, right? Like we're learning that. And so this is about like letting yourself be patient as you're going through the process. And that's kind of like whatever it is that you're working on, right? Saturn has brought up some things around like, have you been doing what you said you were going to do, right? And is the plan that you once created still viable for you now? Do we need to look at it and revise it? And I feel like there's some revision that's needed at this time, and not to look at it from a failure, but to look at it as a progression. Well, there's certain things I know now that I didn't know then, right? There's certain, and so that's where we can start perfecting our plan, right? Let's see. Door to value in reverse, number 31. There's some like restrictions around like money, something around money and value, right? Our value is how we see ourselves. How are you seeing yourself right now? Are you only valuing yourself when you have money? What happens when you don't have money? You lose your job. Do you then talk to yourself like, oh man, I suck as a person. Oh man, I'm not worth anything, I got nothing to contribute. That's a lie. That's a straight up lie you're telling yourself. And so this is about deconstructing some way that you've been seeing yourself, in a way that like you've seen yourself like you're only valuable if you could do this, right? Like this right now, like I could be like, I'm only valuable if I could show up here. That's bullshit. I have much to offer. This is one of the ways I show my value, right? This is one of the ways that I find it fun, and a fun expression of it, because a part of my personality gets really lit up here, right? And I get a lot of energy, and it makes me feel excited. And when I actually do have connections with people and I'm talking with them and doing readings with them, I love the exchange of like them questioning and us finding out what's going on, right? Like, because it not from me, not from a place of like I know what's best for you. No, it's like, let's be curious together and let's try to figure this out, because that is a part of my energy, right? So this is about realizing your value, and how is it that you can bring your value into like your present day life, right? You're not just valuable because you work for your job and you do things on time. That's just one part of it, right? It's like you got to see the whole thing. You're not seeing that, and it may be a little bit hard today. Like I must admit that the energy is a little bit hard because we just got into the Saturn retrograde yesterday, right? Sunday. And it was only Monday, right? And you're already like impatient around like, well, I don't see the change. And it's like, dude, relax for a minute, because there's something unseen that will be revealed to you in your, when you slow down the pace and you broke down your defense mechanism. You're not in war right now, right? It's like you're acting as if you're in a war. You're acting like you're in the jungle and all these animals are attacking you. You're not there right now. What you need to do is now let yourself go inward and ask the deeper questions, right? This, right, with this Page of Cups is like, I'm gonna give myself a shot, and I'm gonna do this in a loving way, because the cups is connected to the heart. It's connected to the emotional body. So it's like, for me right now, I'm getting a lot of awarenesses through my body. And as I listen to my body, like I was feeling things in my heart and like in my hips. And when I stopped and just listened, right, and just felt what it was, I started to get messages, right? So if you're just trying to pull cards or this and that, I think it's a little bit deeper. You got to integrate yourself. It may be like you're getting a lot of ideas, write it down. And then when you look at it and you reflect on it, then something else starts to show itself, like, oh, I see this thing. I see this pattern. I didn't think about it this way. Now that I'm writing it, I can see it now, right? Like, let yourself be curious enough about yourself that you do things in a way that feels delicious to you, right? We got to bring in that dulzura, that juiciness, right? We can't just be stuck in this, thing, right? That's one of the blessings of having Rocky. It's like I could at times be very like, I got to get this done, I got to get that done. And then he looks at me with those cute little puppy eyes like, when are you going to play with me? And then I'm like, you're right. And I also need that for me. It's like a reflection of my inner self. Like, when are you going to just stop for a second and listen to yourself? Right? And I know we have a lot of demands in our lives, but we can stop for 5 minutes and listen, right? It's about restructuring certain things and pushing away the things that don't work. I want to see what's under this. The Five of Cups in reverse. So this is acknowledgement of some pain. So underneath everything is like, I'm starting off brand new. I'm not going to forget about the pain that I went through, right? With this King of Wands. The King of Wands. You know, that is a bad boy energy, you know? So there's like, that energy of like, well, that person rocked my world, but then they didn't listen to your heart, right? And then here we have the Eight of Wands, which is talking about slowing down. That was too fast, right? There was something about, I learned a lesson about going too fast, and now that I'm going to start all over again, I now know my values a little bit more, and I need to maybe ask myself a little bit more around what is it that I'm valuing, because I may just be like, oh, this person looked at me and now I'm like gonna start flirting with them. And it's like, people look at people all the time. That doesn't necessarily mean they take you serious. It doesn't mean that they're gonna treat you right or any of that. Are you gonna go to the next level and ask the deeper questions? Well, they looked at me nice, but was it a respectful feeling? Or did I feel like they just kind of like undressed me with their eyes? Right? And like, even if they're a sexy person or not a sexy person, is that a person that I will feel safe with? Right? Or not? Right? Like things like that. Like, there's just like looking at things a little bit more clear, right? And so I love this message for us, you know? So ask yourself that question: where is it that I'm feeling it today? Where is it that I'm being led to today with this energy, right? Like, there's new stuff happening, and we're going to keep feeling this as we go along. We're approaching the full moon in Aquarius, right? Which is an air sign, right? And that's also, I believe, it's a fixed sign, right? So fixed signs, again, they're like, this is how it is. Boom, that's it, right? And so there's something about that way of looking at things with the Saturn, where it's like, have I been too strict with myself or too loose with myself in my boundaries, right? Like, it's either one or the other, and you kind of have to see where it is and know that Aquarius energy is very detached, right? They're very detached, but at the same time, they're very about community. And that's why they could be about community, right? The energy, because in order to be able to hold a big space, you can't just be stuck in one thing, right? So there's something to learn around detachment and the community at large, at where I belong, right? Because there's this belonging uh, underlying tone here, right? Where it's like it activates a wound. All right. So thank you for being here with me. Remember, I still have the complimentary sessions at my site, Soy La Medicina. Book your awareness call. I want to talk to you. Let's do a little bit of fun play here with the tarot. And until the next time, from my heart to yours, de mi corazón hasta la tuya. Chao, mi gente.